Hey guys, we have to smash that like button before you watch this video and bring that bell up. Yeah.
Welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about fashion, family, and entrepreneurship, so please remember to subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of hiring a personal assistant for a stay-at-home mom. I'm also going to talk about where you might be able to find a personal assistant and what you should be looking for in a personal assistant to help make your life and your business flow more smoothly. When I look back over the recent trajectory of my life and I really try to identify the things that have contributed to my recent success, I think one of the most important things is hiring a personal assistant. And my assistant doubles as a personal and executive assistant, and I have had an assistant in place for almost 5 years now. I want to share some ideas about why you might want to consider hiring a personal assistant. I want to talk about how it is that I use my assistant, and I also want to talk about where you might be able to find a personal assistant. So what's really interesting is that when I first said I wanted to hire a personal assistant, I got a little bit of pushback from some people that are pretty close to me, like, oh, aren't you important? You need a personal assistant. The first myth that really needs to be dispelled about having a personal assistant is that it's something that's only reserved for the rich and famous. No, you don't need to be rich and famous to have an assistant. You just need to be a person who's really busy and who needs support executing on the things that they're trying to do in their life. Oh my God. You're like, I'm so serious this time. Oh my God. You're so funny. So I am talking all about having a personal and executive assistant. I've got my amazing personal and executive assistant here to, I guess, share her experience, hopefully it's good, about working with me and with my family. As I mentioned before, you don't have to be a celebrity or somebody who's rich and famous to have a personal assistant. And I think it's been great actually finding people who have worked with that class of people, because I'm only half as crazy as anybody. Like Vanessa ever worked with. Like, I feel crazy, but it's not. It's not nearly what could be out there. So that's actually nice, because it is, like, you know, symbiotic. Because Vanessa and I found each other on care.com. So true, yeah. I actually found my first assistant on care.com, and then when she had a baby, she was taking time off, so I found the next person, and then unfortunately she had a health issue. So she had to leave, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I was kind of in a panic. Where am I gonna find someone? But I went back to care.com again. It's tried and true and tested. I feel comfortable because everybody's vetted. And when you bring someone into your home, there's so much that they have access to. Not even just the physical things in your home, but like information and what's going on in your life. So you definitely want to find someone that you really feel like you can trust. With your family, with things that could be private, with just, you know, your emotions even, because sometimes Vanessa sees like emotional days and what's going on. So just someone who is really trustworthy, and I did find her through care.com. Well, there are a few different kinds of roles that you're going to see in care.com or in any place where you're looking for help like this. You'll see a nanny. This is obviously really different than a nanny position. You'll see a mother's helper, which does kind of encompass some of the things that I have Vanessa help me with. But a personal assistant, I think, is even different than that, because Vanessa also helps me with things that are related to my business and related to our nonprofit foundation. So I really needed to find someone who could span the scope of all of those things. So, you know, we might be going out of town and I might say like, Vanessa, I really need help with the dog. She could do that. Or I could say, you know, Vanessa, I really need to get this speaking contract into this company. She can do that. She helps with planning the vacations. My sister had her wedding here and her baby shower here last year. It was actually a surprise wedding.
Oh, so cute.
And it took a lot of work because we only had about 45 days to plan this surprise wedding for her. And if I had not had Vanessa, it never would have happened the way that it did. But we were able to have an amazing and beautiful event because I had that kind of support. So my other tip is that when you're looking for help, this kind of help, you do want to be kind of stringent in the screening. Vanessa had a great, a degree in biology from Smith College. She had a beautifully presented cover letter and her resume was very organized, and I knew that this is a person that I could trust representing me on a business side of things, not just helping out at home, because that's kind of, those are some of the roles that I need someone to help me with. Another thing that I really love about having a personal assistant is that Vanessa makes actually the best wing woman when I have different events. So it's really nice to have someone come attend events with me and help support the networking or the things that I'm doing. Sometimes I don't want to appear to be too pushy or, explaining if we have a gala coming up, for example, that, I want to mention it, but Vanessa's able to kind of close people at events like that. So it's nice to have her literally helping, if I have a text message from the kids that they need something, she can let me know. Or if we, if she meets somebody, she's like, hey, that's somebody you should meet over there, make sure you go and say hello. It's nice to have that kind of support when we go out and we have different events too.
Your assistant should also, just add to your life, help with your needs, but also if there's, networks that I know she wants to get into or things that I know she's interested in, if I know someone who, works in that or is in that industry, then I've also been able to kind of like introduce them.
Something that I didn't mention, but it's also important to consider is what are the resources and contacts that your potential personal assistant has. So it's been really nice for me to hire someone who's a little bit younger and like hipper and more fun. So it's like, if we need to set a dinner reservation, Vanessa's like, oh, you should go to Barton Cheese for your anniversary. It's this cool new place.
It is cool.
Yes. So it's nice to kind of have her, just be at a different stage of life where she can be able to offer that kind of perspective that's fresh. And then also because of the professional experience that you've had, you do have other resources that have been really valuable to me in the things that I'm attempting to do. So that's another consideration when you are hiring a personal assistant. You want to think about what is their network like and what is their reach like. A lot of times that has to do with whatever their experience has been personal assisting before or in whatever profession they were in before. It has been great because you have somebody else thinking on things and helping you to come up with more ideas in a way where usually it's just, I just don't even have time.
Yeah.
Like I might not even have time. I had turned this off.
Super mom.
Yeah, I thought I had turned this off. So yeah, I just don't even have time necessarily to go through, like 4 iterations of what the birthday cake is going to be while I'm also in the middle of coaching State Cup, while I'm also, prepping for my next speaking engagement and, just trying to maintain the house, planning to attend an event with Kofi. I just don't have time for that kind of minutia, but again, she can handle it and so that's been great. Another thing to think about when you're hiring a personal assistant is really find someone that you really care about and connect with. You may not know this up front, but kind of look for the clues because this person really is going to become a part of an extension of yourself and probably an extension of your family. And I know that one way that I look at it is not only am I hoping to get help and support, but I'm also trying to empower the person that I'm working with so that they can develop themselves and reach their goals as well. And something that a lot of people don't know is when I was in graduate school, I don't even know if I told you this, when I was in graduate school at Columbia, I nannied. Nannied through, I had several different things that I was doing. It was so expensive in New York, and my degree program was so expensive that, I had a research appointment, but I also nannied. I did runway modeling. I was doing all kinds of stuff to kind of make those ends meet. But it was such a great experience for me because I got to have exposure to some families that I really loved that were really different from my own. And I saw people raising their children in a way that was inspiring to me. And there are definitely things that I took from that experience that I implement into the way that I'm raising my children. For example, there's a great little girl that I love so much. Her name was Noah. And I remember, one thing I remember about Noah is that she had like the best eating habits. So I would pick her up from school, I would take her home, and then she had like, everything was open in the kitchen, and I'm like, what do you want to eat? Anything. I would have given her anything. I just adored her. And she was like, could I have some bell peppers and some string cheese? There's like a bag of Halloween candy on the table, and she's like, bell peppers and string cheese. And I just remember thinking like, wow, that's amazing to raise your children in such a way that even when you're not there, that they're asking for, they're making the right choices at this young age. Like before that, in my mind, I kind of thought making those kinds of choices about your diet were for later in life.
Right.
So that kind of opened up my eyes, and now, like, my kids love to eat vegetables. Lincoln loves Brussels sprouts. It's just funny because it's something that I would not have thought of if I hadn't had that experience. And then the other thing that I think I gained from that experience too was also learning how to juggle and manage when I was supporting that family. It was kind of an entree for me into what it's going to be like to be a mother and a professional. So I saw the two mothers for those two families that I worked with, and they both had very great jobs. One was an entrepreneur, one worked for 60 Minutes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they had amazing jobs. They gave me great opportunities when it was appropriate. But I also, again, you know how they say, if you can see it, you can be it. I could see what it was that they were doing. I learned while I was in graduate school how to manage my schedule against my responsibilities, picking up their kids actually. And so when I got into my PhD program here and I had two kids, people were really surprised by how I could manage and do it, but I kind of already begun to do it. I guess in a way I kind of want to pay it forward and also help build up the generations of women that are going to come after me. So that's something to think about too.
Honestly, this has been like a diamond in the rough, like a needle in a haystack, just a blessing. Because like I was starting off personal assisting, and I don't know, like Mimi's family is just amazing, and she's so sweet. I really couldn't ask for more, really.
It's like, can I make sure that I'm always putting my time and attention in what's the highest and best use? And can I delegate some of the other tasks to someone who's competent? And that I can let it go. I can actually give that task to her, and I don't have to micromanage, and I feel comfortable and confident that it's going to get done.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Vanessa, for all your help and for being a part of our lives. I mean, it means a lot to us, and you know, it means a lot to me personally, but also for my kids, for my husband, for the dog. Like everybody loves you. So yes, thank you.
And good luck everyone with your personal assistant search.
Nice.